The tragic fall of the cherry blossom magnifies its beauty, as with life.
Why do you stand in my way? How unfortunate!
Greetings. I'm Force of Nature, and welcome to Top Tier Tips.
Stay down.
In this session, we're going to be taking a look at the Snow Blossom Master of the Assassination Sword, Setsuka.
Master Shugen. I wish.
Setsuka is a very advanced character that is highly not recommended for beginners or people in the process of learning SoulCalibur 6. You see, Setsuka's playstyle is mostly based around quick, sharp strikes that generally don't really have that much range on them. So a big thing with Setsuka is basically essentially managing your range and making sure that you're not like whiffing too carelessly. This is compounded by having 3 special meter modes just for Setsuka, included Wintry Reflection, Moonlit Reflection, and Vernal Reflection, on top of having numerous stances which I'll end up going over later. And yes, she can float with her umbrella. To help with closing the distance, Setsuka has a special advancing stance called Twilight Haze. Just simply quarter circle forward. You could do it numerous times in a row. Alright, what this stance does end up doing is it allows you to use your 8-way run moves. So basically this is like 6-6B, 6-6A, 6-6K. If you do quarter circle B, for instance, it does the same thing as 6-6B. If you do quarter circle A, same thing, 6-6A, quarter circle K, same thing, so you get 2-3-6K. So what you can do is use this stance to try and close the distance as opposed to just simply like running at your opponent. You can use this and you go into a special kind of crouching wave dash. And it looks pretty swag when you do it repeatedly. And a unique thing that Setsuka has is she has both easy commands and what's called hard commands. Alright, the easy commands generally make use of the A plus B button right here, such as like 6A plus B, 4A plus B, or stuff like, well, 3B plus K is another move. So essentially, if you use the easy command, it's, well, easy, but it also uses up a little bit of your beater. It uses up approximately, I think, 1/12 of a bar, either 1/12 or 1/16 of a bar, approximately. But even if after you use it, you can like kind of build the meter back up. But the thing is that if you're fighting an opponent who doesn't essentially require meter to use like standard moves, it on paper it puts you at a bit of a disadvantage because it's not like this is like necessarily like a special move per se or anything. So what that means is under most circumstances you want to learn the hard version. However, there are some instances where you actually don't mind doing the easy version, particularly like with this move right here, something like either 6A plus B or 3B plus KB. The main reason why is because both of these moves generally require you to be in a crouching state in order to do it. So for instance, there is full crouch 3A plus B slide or full crouch 3BB. Like these moves are honestly kind of annoying to do from standing position. I mean, alright, it's not necessarily that it's hard to do, but it's just simply having to go in the crouch makes the move come out like a little slower. It's like again, just doing 6A plus B or 3B plus KB, that's easy. However, there actually is a way to do it from stand-in. What you do is use the 2-1-4 stance. This right here I think is called Daze Haze. So right here you go back, and what you do in here is input the crouch move that you want to do. So you do 2-1. So let's say you have quarter circle back. So 2-1-4, then 3A plus B. So it becomes like one big motion. Same with 3B plus K. You could do it like that. The main reason why you might want to use the easy version is just because it's just simply easier to connect in like a combo, for instance. Like 6A plus B and 3B plus KB are like big ones that are, you just generally, if you just want to just do it on reaction, especially after like any sort of like combo or anything like that, it's just a lot easier to connect it with the easy version. Of course, it's at the cost of a little chunk of your meter, but the thing is that trying to hit the easy version during a combo is just a lot harder. Even if you end up getting like the right timing on the actual move, it doesn't really connect like nearly as easily. Like it's just a lot easier to end up dropping it. However, if you are able to get the the hard version, and if you can get the, let's see, for instance, right there, the just frame, not only does it not cost any meter, it actually builds up a bit of meter, and you get a bit more damage, and you feel like a complete badass when you see that blue flash. Before I go on, I would like to thank Smart Esports and Trollcoin for endorsing this video. As always, if you like this video, smash that like button. If you didn't like this video, just hit the like button anyway, and don't forget to subscribe for more juicy fighting game content. I also would like to take this moment to thank my premium top tier fighters for their continued support, which I do appreciate. If you'd like to become a premium top tier fighter yourself, click on the Patreon link down below. If you're having any difficulty understanding the numerical notation that is featured within this guide, I produced a video that may help shed some light on just how it works. In close range with Setsuka, just to let you know, this is basically where she usually wants to be. Let's see, she's rocking 12 frame AA, 14 frame BB, so I mean that's pretty standard speed, it's pretty good. She's got a 12 frame 2A, but an interesting thing that she does have is she has a fast 12 frame high other than her AA in her 4-4 B plus K. Alright, this move right here deals 28 damage, but if this were to connect on counter hit, then it ends up causing a stun. Then you could just fall up with like a 6-6B for instance, but this is a 12 frame counter hidden tool, so that's like really dangerous other than like your AA. So this is essentially what so if the opponent's at any sort of disadvantage, even light, negative, or any disadvantage frames or hell, or even neutral, they're basically going to be afraid of wanting to get smacked with that move. Those moves are used to stifle the opponent and making sure that they're respecting frames. However, if they're being defensive, the move you're going to use to open them up with is 1A, or specifically this move has 3 parts. It even has a just frame version, if I can get it right now, like so, and you see the blue flash right there. So that is your primary move for opening up your opponent. The other move that you will use to open up your opponent other than 1A is 214A, but I'll end up going over, or 214A plus G, but I'll go over throws a little later. Other good lows include 11A right here, so a good high crushing low sweep. And you also have 1K right here where you just step on the opponent's foot. However, if you hold down the K, you end up going into Setsuka's shrouded sky stance right here, and you got a good fast low, a fast mid that launches, and a fast high. So basically everything out of shrouded sky is pretty fast, but I'll go over stances in a little later. 1B is also a decent low that ends up leaving you in crouch, so you can do like while rising moves or like do like a 2A. Although I still prefer 1A, but if you want to load that leaves you in crouch, you have 1B or like 2K. 3A will be your horizontal mid that will end up leaving you in crouch right here. So you have your low option, you have a mid option right here, and it gives you access to your while rising moves. When your opponent's on the defensive or they're at disadvantage and you're at some sort of advantage, then aside from just using 4-4 B plus K, which will be your high counter hit option, your mid counter hit option for starting combos will be 4BB. So right here, when it connects, you can follow up with 3B plus KB. Or this move also has a just frame version. See if I can get it. Like so, and you get the blue flash. You just get slightly more damage if you're able to get the just frame version. In fact, let's take a look at Setsuka's just frame moves right now. The first one I'm going to be looking at is 1A, because this will probably be the most common one. Alright, what you do is press the A button right as the second A, well, right as the first A connects. The next just frame move that we're going to be looking at is Setsuka's BA. Alright, right here, Setsuka has a lot of slide moves like AB, full crouch, AB slide. So she has a bunch of slide maneuvers, and a bunch of them also happen to be just frame moves, such as BA, for instance. All right, generally what I want you to do is put your thumb between the partially on the. All right, for me, I have B as triangle and square as A. So put it in between the triangle and the square, and then just kind of like just flick it. Like so. Just do a really fast flick and you should get the just frame most times. If you get the normal version, alright, let me see if I can just get the normal version. That's okay too, it just does slightly less damage, but of course, if you get the just frame, you get more damage. This move is commonly used, for instance, after the 6-6B launcher. The next move we're going to look at is full crouch 3AB. Alright, this is kind of the same idea where simply from crouch, you hold 3 and then you just flick from A to B really quickly. So it's the opposite. So instead of going from triangle to square, I would end up going from square to triangle, and you have to go pretty quickly. Same thing. If you don't get the just frame version, that's okay. But of course, if you are able to get it, you get more damage. Alright, this move can also be done from the Don Hay stance, so the quarter circle back stance. So it's quarter circle back, then you do 3AB. Alright, it's the same idea. I'll say right now, it is pretty hard to do consistently, but all I can say is do the 2-1-4 smoothly, and then do the 3-8-AB slide. Do that part fast. Next move we're going to take a look at is 4BB. Alright, this is a really good move just for kind of like fishing for combos. To be on the safe side, you can just simply just do a single 4B. But same idea as all the other just frames. What you do is you hit the... It's similar to like 1AA, where you hit the second one right as the first move connects. The next move we're going to look at is a signature move for Setsuka. It's her Sakura Twister. This move right here. Alright, this move is performed out of 8-way run. The input is 2-2-AB slide like so. Alright, this one's a pretty tough just frame to get. Similar to like the BA slide, you have to do it like pretty fast or it doesn't really work. Alright, so this is commonly used, for instance, let's say after... It's commonly used, like, for instance, after combos like so, but I just to say, this one's also a pretty tough slide input. Next move we're going to look at is now full crouch 3BB. Alright, this one, again, it's done from crouch. For this one, it's also similar to 1A in the sense that you have to press it right as the first move ends up connecting. You can also do it out of 2-1, 2-1-4. So yeah, see, if you're a little late, then the second move may not even come out. I mean, if you want to go safe, you can just do this. You can also do 3B plus K B also. I messed it up right there, but you kind of get the main idea. In general, unless you're using it in combos, using just the standard B plus K B, 3BB is usually okay. I mean, generally, whatever one you feel comfortable with, you end up doing. Same thing, the just frame's not completely necessary, but the extra damage is always nice. And now we're going to take easily the hardest just frame move that Setsuka has is her AGB. And with the way how I have my control set up, what I actually do is just slide from A to G, then I press the A plus B, because with the way how my buttons are set up, for me, AGB would be square X triangle, which is like very awkward to do. So what I do is do AGB. Alright, just getting the just frame for this is like, alright, if you're like a pad warrior like me, it feels like almost impossible. The only way I can somewhat get it is if I can, right there after you end up buffering it. All you can do is just flick from A to G really fast and then hit whatever is an A button or would be an A or A plus B. Set it as a shoulder button. For me, I'm using A plus B as R1, and you just simply flick it as fast as you can. That's basically all you can do. So being able to get it normally during battles not so big, but if you can actually get it a second time in a combo, then what it actually does is allow you to be able to combo a bit, and you end up can get like an extra follow-up, because if you get the just frame during launcher, it actually launches higher a second time. We're going to take a look at Setsuka's 3 special meter-based modes that we touched on earlier, such as Wintry Reflection, Moonlit Reflection, and Vernal Reflection. Wintry Reflection is built up by simply hitting the opponent. If you hit the opponent enough times, then it will eventually fill up. When it is filled up, what that means are moves out of your Wings of Heaven stance will get stronger. I'll end up going to the stances after this section though. Moonlit Reflection is built up by with punishing moves. And Vernal Reflection is built up by counter hitting the opponent, which means hitting the opponent before their attack comes out. When Moonlit Reflection is full, the 4-4 B plus K attack becomes like really dangerous. Alright, this move is already a fast 12 frame counter hit and poke, but look how much range this move has. It's basically a projectile attack under Moonlit Reflection. When Vernal Reflection is full, this move 6A plus B becomes a lot stronger. Alright, you're generally going to be building up Vernal by, of course, counter-hitting the opponent. So what you have here is an even powerful counter-hitting tool. So when your Vernal Reflection is full, the opponent needs to think twice about basically attacking from disadvantage. Out of the 3 modes, I'd probably say that Moonlit Reflection would be the most recommended because this move here, 4/4 B plus K, just becomes like too good under Moonlit Reflection. On top of Setsuka's 3 Visions special meter modes, she also has a couple stances. She has right here, that's the Wings of Heaven when she pulls out her umbrella and just kind of flies on it. And her Shrouded Sky stance right there. Alright, I'll just go over the Wings of Heavens first. You enter it either by doing 8 B plus K and you can hold it down to turn around, or you can just simply press the K button and it's like drop back turn, for instance. Out of this mode, you have 2 options. You have an A option, which is a fast horizontal mid, or you have a fast low there with the B option right there. Generally speaking, out of Setsuka's stances, they're based on quick strikes. So the stances themselves may end up seeming slow or have a build-up, but the moves that come out of them are pretty fast. For instance, look at Shrouded Sky. I might have touched on it a little earlier, but when you end up going into this stance, you see right here, look how fast the high option comes out right here. So you have your fast high, you have a mid option right here, and you also have a low option right here. This is 4 B plus K, 2A, or Shrouded Sky, 2A right here. So, I mean, these come out like really fast. If you actually wait a little bit, then you see the Shrouded Sky that flash blue in like different colors. You see there's 3 different modes. So the longer you hold it, the higher the launch. So there's like a no charge, level 2, and level 3 right there. So as you see right there, so if the opponent lets you get away with this, then you can get off some like really powerful strikes on them. You can also enter Shrouded Sky off of the BA slide right there, which is the same as 4A plus B hold. And as I alluded to earlier, the Wintry Reflection mode also powers up your 2 moves out of Wings of Heaven. As I alluded to earlier, your Wintry Reflection moves power up your moves from Wings of Heaven. Alright, when you're fighting at mid-range with Setsuka, your objective is to get in on the opponent. What's going to help you with getting on the opponent is this stance right here. This is Twilight Haze. I showed you it earlier. So essentially, during the neutral game, if you have any opportunity to kind of like sneak it in, then go for it. The thing about this stance is that the opponent has to respect this move right here. This is 6/6B. It's fast. It launches. It's safe on block. Basically, the only way out the opponent's going to really beat this is by sidestepping. So if you suspect the opponent's going to sidestep them, then hit them with 6/6A. So right there, 6/6B, 6/6A right there. So this is right here is what you can do to try and get in on your opponent. And even then, because they have to respect those 2 moves, you can just simply do like an... I don't know, you can just simply just do the move empty and essentially, and before you know it, you're in. And then you can start whacking them with 1AA in no time. A nice poke that you can also use from around mid-range is Setsuka's 3K. Right here, it's a decent type of mid-poke. It has a follow-up in 3KB. It is safe on block, so that's nice. So along with moves like 3A, even though I know 3A's range is not as good, both these pokes do hit mid and are safe on block. So essentially, if you want to like poke from mid-range, you could use 3K if you so desire. If you sidestep an opponent's attack, you can end up punish it with 2-2-BB right here. After it connects on normal hit, just fall with 2B. 6B is also a decent mid-range poke, which is safe on block and gives you a bit of frame advantage when it connects. And to complement your Twilight Haze stance, remember that you also have the Dawn Haze stance, a quarter circle back, 2-1-4 stance right here. I actually think every character should have this. I mean, being able to have access to your While Rising moves from stand-in is just really useful. So, as you see right here, While Rising B gets knocked down, While Rising A is a fast horizontal, and While Rising K is just your good fast While Rising kick. If you know that the opponent may rush in recklessly because they're at a life disadvantage, for instance, that you have like a life lead on them, then you can intercept their approach with 4BB, for instance. And if you're feeling frisky, you can end up placing the BK slide move on the opponent's block. It is safe, and it forces crouch when it does hit, and it just looks pretty cool. Oh, and also, to stop opponents from sidestepping on you, you have 6 AA. This move's a good high, mid, horizontal attack, and it is safe if blocked. Alright, let's take a look at Setsuka's guard gauge harassment right now, or moves for running up the guard gauge. Alright, of course there's your A plus B break attack. Does good guard gauge damage, advantage on block, so that's always a good one. But of course, the move that you basically want to harass on the opponent's block is this move right here. This is 6-6B. You can also access it, of course, from 2-3-6B. Alright, I already went over the goodness of this move earlier, so I just let you know that this move is good whether it hits or whether it gets blocked, and it runs up the guard gauge like really well. Another good move is also your 2-2B, or more specifically 2-2BB. So yeah, it is safe when blocked, the second one. You can even delay the second hit if you want. Right there, and you still get good guard gauge damage regardless. The BK slide's also like another decent move when blocked. I already said earlier that it is safe, and it also runs up the guard gauge pretty well. And yeah, it can jump over lows. 1B's is somewhat okay low if it ends up getting blocked. It runs up the guard gauge pretty decently. It is minus 12 on block, so you can get maybe quick poke punished, for instance, by like a While Rising K or whatever. But generally speaking, the move is fast enough that it can be a little hard to react to. So whether it gets like blocked or hit is usually not too bad. With regards to While Rising moves, While Rising B is a good move to, whether it hits or ends up getting blocked, because this runs up the guard gauge well and actually is safe on block, and in general, Setsuka's kind of like While Rising moves are fairly fast. Setsuka's Shrouded Sky stance moves are pretty strong. Like any version of the A option will be safe on block. If you actually go up to level 3, then you get a plus on block guard break. And any level 2 onwards for the B option will be safe, and level 2 onwards for the low option will also be safe. Actually, if you can get the correct timing on the move, so right as that little blue ring thing appears, then you can actually get just frame just like that. So it has to be right as the blue ring appears, as you see appear under her feet. You can just frame the red ring too. To break the opponent's guard and induce a guard burst, 6B will be your go-to. Other good options is 3B, 2-2BB, and While Rising B. After you end up getting a guard burst, launch the opponent with AGB.
I was overwhelmed.
Setsuka's throw game is fairly decent. For instance, here's her neutral A plus G throw, 45 damage, knocks the opponent forward. Here's her 4 A plus G, so the back A plus G throw does 45 damage, ends up switching sides. Here's her right side throw, deals 57 damage, leaves the opponent close by. And here's her left side throw. Looks pretty badass, gives you a cool 62 damage. And now for her rear throw. And right there, assassinates the opponent for 70 damage. Setsuka also has a couple command throws, as in 2-3-6 A plus G. Just deals about 29 damage and knocks the opponent over. It does allow for a follow-up right here, but honestly, I'm not really that a huge fan of it. The main point of this throw is to be a counterpart to this throw right here. This is 2-1-4 A plus G. This is the good command throw. You can get a fairly strong combo after connecting this throw. You can try to combo with the tough input, but I will warn you that it is pretty difficult to do, and you only get an extra 2 damage. When you have the opponent at the wall with Setsuka, wall slam them with 6B, 6-6B, 3B, or the BA slide. Alright, we're going to take a look at Setsuka's Soul Charge game right now. Alright, her Soul Attack 2-3-6 A plus B plus K, or Quarter Circle 4 A plus B plus K. It's a pretty standard Soul Attack that shifts you into Soul Charge. However, if you end up performing it when you have all 3 of your visions, so all 3 of your meter modes, Wintry, Moonlit, and Vernal all full, if you end up doing this, you end up scoring a lethal hit on the opponent.
It's over.
Setsuka has numerous Soul Charge moves. For instance, her normally would be 3 A plus B right here. Now it becomes 2 A plus B, and now it puts her into her Wings of Heaven stance right here. So be careful, this input's now 2A plus B, not 3A plus B. The 1A string becomes really dangerous under Soul Charge. It gets 5 full hits for a lot of damage. 6B gains a break attack in 6BB. Full crouch 3BB gains a 3rd hit. A special multi-hit combo, which I'll end up like going over a little bit more a little later, but I'll just like show you this combo right now briefly. What it is he starts with B plus K, and you do B plus K, then 6-2B. Right there, and then there's one more hit, which is 6-6B plus K. So if I can just get it right now. And right there, under Soul Charge, you get a tremendous amount of damage. That's 100 damage if you end up completing it properly. You could choose to just do B plus K, B plus K, and you end up getting like a little less damage. But just getting down the timing of the proper one, I mean, it's just the extra damage I do find is worth it. Setsuka's signature Sakura Twister also gets a fall in 2-2 A, B, A. Just mash the A to make sure that it comes out. It's a sneaky low that causes a knockdown. 6-6 A plus B becomes a mid-horizontal break attack with pretty good range. 2-2 A plus B becomes an interesting sidestep with punish with 2-2 A plus B AA. The already amazing 4-4 B plus K becomes even more amazing and badass under Soul Charge. I mean, look at that. It looks like you're just machine gunning the opponent. The Shrouded Sky stance ends up getting an interesting move while under Soul Charge. If you press the K, you actually get this really wild looking parry move. So let's say for instance that you were to hit the opponent with like the BA slide and hold the A. You can parry the retaliation. Actually, while we're on the topic of Shrouded Sky Soul Charge, you can actually do something pretty interesting with it. Right there is the Shrouded Sky A plus B. I mean, Setsuka's is way too awesome. Like I alluded to earlier, Setsuka has a couple built-in combos such as B plus K, B, B plus K, and B plus K, B, A plus B. Alright, right there, those are the easy commands version. Now I'm going to show you the hard commands version. So it's B plus K, 6-2B, then 6-6 B plus K. Right there, so you get a bit more damage. You get 70 damage. And the other combo is B plus K, 6-2B, then 3-3 A plus B. Right there, and you get a bit extra damage. Generally speaking, I prefer the B plus K, B plus K combo as opposed to the A plus B one. But that one I think can be used to ring out the opponent with the umbrella. But essentially, under most circumstances, you're probably mostly going to be using the B plus K, B plus K combo. Setsuka also has her own GI parry in 6B plus K. This parries all high and mid attacks, and the damage it deflects back is based on how many times you've ended up deflecting the opponent. Setsuka also has an unblockable attack that basically goes across the screen. But yes, it's slow as hell, and it's linear. But I mean, really, just nailing someone with this across the screen is like ridiculous. It's like Setsuka's her own projectile. Alright guys, that's it for now. Alright, I just want to let you know that Setsuka has a crap ton of just frame moves. I went over most of them. I'm not sure if I went over all of them, but I'll just let you know that they're divided up into 2 types. Like ones that basically require a quick flick like this, a quick slide, and ones that require you to have to like get down the right timing, which I can't seem to do right now. But you get the idea. Once again, I'd like to thank Smart Esports and Trollcoin for endorsing this video. And as always, if you like this video, smash that like button. If you didn't like this video, just hit the like button anyway, and don't forget to subscribe for more juicy fighting game content. I just want to let you know that I now have character guides for now more than half of the SoulCalibur 6 cast, so yeah, that's pretty awesome. I also would like to take this moment to thank my premium top tier fighters for their continuous support, which I do appreciate. If you'd like to become a premium top tier fighter yourself, click on the Patreon link down below. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact me on my YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, so that means leaving a beautiful comment down below. And you can also contact Force Nature on 8-Way Run. Anyways, this is Force Nature signing off. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time on Top Tier Tips.